borders that cover more than 10,000 kilometers in length. This initiative and program aligns with the African Union Niamey Convention on Borderland Management, as well as the IGAD Cross-Border Cooperation and Development Framework, which emphasizes the significance of peaceful and cooperative borderland governance. We are profoundly appreciative of the strategic partnership between IGAD, the European Union, the government of Germany, and wish to extend our heartfelt gratitude for your generous support over the years, including the financial contribution to the peaceful resilience. This initiative will substantially in enhancing conflict prevention and socioeconomic development in our borderlands. We deeply appreciate the alignment of your regional development strategies for the Horn of Africa with IGAD's objectives, which has significantly contributed to promoting peace, resilience, sustainable development in the region. This collaboration and commitment has been instrumental in addressing the unique challenges of our cross-border communities. Excellencies, I wish to draw your attention to the paradigm shift, which is imperative for our region's sustainable development. It is time to change the narrative that views the arid and semi-arid and their border communities as peripheral. We must recognize and leverage on these communities as bridges for transformative change and development. The ASALs cover 70% of the region's land mass, accounting for slightly more than 10 million population, and have a livestock population of over 532 million, which accounts for up to about 50% of the agricultural GDP. Hence, the socioeconomic potential of the region, which is yet to be harnessed for broad-based development. The rich cultural heritage, the social networks that transcend borders are invaluable for fostering social cohesion, promoting peace, and mitigating conflicts. Strengthening cross-border cooperation and coordination in water resource management, sustainable agriculture, and renewable energy can lead to more efficient and equitable utilization of these resources. Economic integration and trade facilitation are crucial for the development of our cross-border communities. And by improving infrastructure, streamlining border management procedures, and promoting cross-border trade, this region can unlock its great economic potential, hence improving and contributing to regional growth. ASALs should be recognized as vital economic zones for driving growth rather than being viewed as only marginalized areas. The Peaceful and Resilient Borderlands program aligns very well with these ideas by focusing on social cohesion, resource management, and innovative solutions tailored to the needs of cross-border communities, such as an approach that supports sustainable development and resilience in the Horn of Africa borderlands. Excellencies, as we launch this new program, let a shared commitment to inclusivity, equity, and sustainability guide us. The success of our regional initiative hinges on our ability to integrate these borderland areas and communities into the center of our development agenda. The cross-border communities are not just beneficiaries of our policies, but active agents of change. We must continue to strengthen our policy framework to support cross-border development, harmonizing regulations, fostering regional agreements, creating enabling environment for cross-border initiatives, which are essential. Our effort must be underpinned by robust regional cooperation. Therefore, the Peaceful and Resilient Borderland program we're officially launching today follows the 17th Idrisi Steering Committee meeting we held sometime in June, also in Kenya, that called for scaling up investments towards cross-border areas and making this initiative timely towards that direction and call. So the substantial support from the EU with supplementary funding from the government of Germany builds on experiences from previous interventions within the framework of the IGAD cluster approach, developed by Idrisi platform and implemented through various regional flagship projects. Therefore, we should expand this module to other clusters. As you saw earlier in the video, the program is targeting 3 clusters. The overall clusters that have been mapped by the IGAD region are more than 3. So we need to look at expanding investments towards there. Adequate funding, therefore, is crucial for the success of the initiative, and we must explore diverse and innovative funding mechanisms at scale to enable us to implement impactful projects that drive development resilience. In closing, let us reaffirm our commitment to transforming the ASALs from perceived peripheries into vibrant centers for development. Let us promote the cross-border communities as bridges that connect us, fostering economic growth, social cohesion, and environmental sustainability. Through the collective effort of our governments, development partners, and local communities, we can create a resilient and prosperous IGAD region. The journey ahead is challenging, but we can turn these challenges into opportunities and aspirations into achievements. Finally, on behalf of our IGAD senior leadership, I want to assure you that IGAD and all its institutions is very committed to successfully implementing the Peaceful and Resilient Borderlands program. And I'd like to conclude by thanking the government of Kenya for hosting this important event, the EU and the government of Germany for the generous financial support to the program, and all the stakeholders that have joined us today to witness this important event. I thank you and wish you the best of the day. Thank you.
Dr. Awira Anthony, thank you very much for those inspiring speeches, and reiterating the commitment of IGAD to really promote the peaceful and resilient borderlands on many fronts. And your statement of that highlighted 10,000 kilometers lengths of border areas across the IGAD region indicators the challenges we have to really address in the course. So the challenge ahead is a lot. With that, I would like to now what is the solution? Okay, I hope we're quiet once again, and I now would like to invite to the podium Mr. André Simic, Deputy Ambassador of EU, the European Commission, to make his statement.
Thank you very much. It's amazing that these sound problems always happen at every single seminar that we come to. But it's just one of these laws, I think, that we cannot ignore. Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Beatrice Asculmoe, Director of Planning and Partnerships of IGAD, Mr. Anthony Awira, Country Director of GIZ, Bodo Imink, Honorable representatives from Kenya, Ethiopia, Somalia, and South Sudan, dear ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. I'm extremely pleased to be here today with you to launch this European Union-funded Peaceful and Resilient Borderlands program. We are, of course, very strong advocates of uniting across borders. We know from our own history in the European Union that this only brings benefits, and we understand the need that we need to provide to the communities who are connected through their shared cultural, family, and economic ties. It has worked extremely well for us in the European Union, and that is the model that we are also promoting outside of our borders. Borderlands are rich in history and cultural diversity, where people, goods, and services move, where they connect, where they exchange. And of course, this vibrant interaction is very clearly seen in the 3 IGAD clusters that we are discussing today. Take, for example, Moyale, a town which is seamlessly split between Kenya and Ethiopia, where daily lives transcend national borders, demonstrating resilience and cooperation. I haven't been there myself, but we just spoke with the CS that we should make a trip there and see how the program is going to be implemented there. In this context, we acknowledge the key role of IGAD. Through your leadership, you have elevated the importance of Borderlands on the agenda of IGAD member states and key development partners alike. This was reaffirmed earlier this year at the 21st Ministerial Meeting of the Horn of Africa Initiative, underscoring a collective willingness to improve the welfare and prosperity of borderland communities. At the same time, Borderlands stand at a quite critical juncture today. We have been, of course, increasing investments there, but they are still affected by instability, by conflict, by violence. The repercussions of these conflicts are devastating for those that are caught in the middle, for people that live in these areas. For instance, frequent incidents of cattle rustling and banditry continue to pose threats to the livelihoods of pastoralist communities living around Lake Turkana, straddling the border between Kenya and Ethiopia. It is clear that without substantial improvements in peace mechanisms and the achievement of better social cohesion, efforts towards development investment will struggle to yield sustainable outcomes. We saw that video at the beginning, and I think it was a great video, but it is also setting up the bar very high. We want to achieve visible, concrete impact on the ground. And without focusing on peace and on creating opportunities, this will be very difficult to achieve. We also acknowledge the profound impact of extreme weather events in the Horn of Africa region. Following widespread drought, many of your countries have now faced flooding in the first months of 2024. I have been in this country for 1 year now, and I've seen both. And these extreme weather occasions, I think, are not going to subdue. They are going to repeat itself. And what we need to do within this program is to ensure that the communities have the necessary knowledge and the tools to adapt to these evolving circumstances. Over the years, the Peaceful and Resilient Borderlands program supported the cross-border communities to address the different challenges that they face. In the first phase of this program, over 500,000 community members were reached by campaigns on resilience-building practices and basic rights, and we supported some 7,800 transboundary markets and linkages for participation in formal cross-border trade. The first phase also yielded lessons that have influenced the design of our second phase, the one that we are opening today. One critical takeaway is the imperative of integrating community dialogues and consultations into our support framework. For instance, through these engagements, we discovered that female traders around Lake Turkana urgently needed enhanced security measures to safely conduct cross-border small-scale trade. In the Mandera area, or Somali Triangle, we collaborated with a local network of women peace champions who proactively engage non-local women in their initiatives. This grassroots effort significantly reduced prejudices and incidents of violence against non-local residents, illustrating the transformative power of inclusive community involvement. In the second phase of the Peaceful and Resilience Borderlands program, we, together with the government of Germany, intend to build on these initiatives. The program will continue to invest in local peace structures and link them to those in neighboring countries. To sustain peace, the program will deliver on investments in livelihood activities such as job training projects, farming, and financial inclusion. We have seen here in Kenya, but also in other areas, that the youth population is extremely keen to get jobs. This is the key preoccupation for them, and we just had that discussion before this opening, that we need to do our part to ensure that the young generation benefits from the programs that we have on the ground as much as possible. In this endeavor, we eagerly anticipate forging strong partnerships with IGAD and the 4 IGAD member states represented here today. While challenges persist, our path forward must be collaborative. Therefore, I wish to underscore IGAD's crucial role in coordinating efforts at the cluster level and to urge all stakeholders to rally behind IGAD in this capacity. Working jointly, we can and we must exploit the many opportunities in the borderlands of the region. The recently adopted Horn of Africa Initiative Borderlands Roadmap provides a clearly structured way forward on how to do this. From the European Union's perspective, we fully support the implementation of the roadmap. This will be done through ongoing initiatives such as the Peaceful and Resilient Borderlands Program, as well as our broader engagements linked to Global Gateway. Amongst other initiatives, this includes the new Regional Pastoralism Program covering the IGAD and East African regions, and the Daris Vasan project covering the Kenya and Somalia border. Before concluding, allow me to recognize the presence of all our partners here today who are involved in the implementation of the program. I would also like to warmly thank IGAD and GIZ for organizing today's event. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andre Simic, for those very informative and inspiring statements, and also acknowledging the role of IGAD in the coordination. The journey of cross-border collaboration with the support of EU, apart from the immediate cross-border programs, and also wider, sustainability initiative in the region. We really owe EU a lot in that respect. And this initiative has a root in the EUTF support through EU, whereby we had community-based dialogue in Mandera, Moyale, in Karamoja as well. So we have developed bottom-up resilience projects, and I'm sure the community members that came from it recognize IGAD staff, including myself, who have been to the cross-border areas and discussed with you and elevated your priorities to this level, and that has been also touched through this program. And this program has a long way to go, and we really appreciate and thank you for those statements. Now it's my duty to invite Mr. Bodo Imik, the country director of GIZ in Kenya, to make his statement. Mr. Bodo is a very tall guy, so I don't know how you are going to see him.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Very happy to welcome all of you here. Finally, the day is here. It took some time. We had to postpone, but I'm very, very happy that all of you are joining us today. Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Beatrice Askul Moe, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of East African Community, the Arid and Semi-Arid Lands and Regional Development. My friend, the Deputy Ambassador of the EU, Andre Simek, the representative from the IGAD Executive Secretary, His Excellency Dr. Avira Antony, Excellencies, governors, deputy governors, representatives from IGAD countries, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, it's really an honor for me to welcome all of you here today to this official launch of the Peaceful and Resilient Borderlands program. Today really marks a very significant milestone in our collective efforts to foster stability, resilience, and development across the borderlands of the Horn of Africa. The program, which will have a span up to January 2027, aims to enhance coordination and resilience in the IGAD border clusters of South Omo, Turkana, Mandera Triangle, and Borana Moyale. This initiative, as mentioned already, is co-financed by the European Union and the German government, implemented by us as GIZ, and we are very proud to do so, and coordinated by our long-standing partner, the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD. This program intends to address causes of instability and conflict and contribute to strengthened capacities on conflict prevention and mitigation by cross-border communities, as well as enabling the economic recovery and strengthening of the resilience and social cohesion of these territories. And as has mentioned already, we all know the very important role of the youth in all these processes, and I also really want to emphasize that we in our efforts will also integrate and build upon the great experience and contributions of the youth. To achieve this, an integrated approach will be applied, covering peace building and resilience building, including resilience to climate change, capitalizing on the humanitarian development peace nexus approach. In addition, a coordination cluster is envisaged to ensure clusters exchange regularly among themselves, learn from each other, coordinate with key stakeholders, and organize steering committees involving national and regional authorities, implementing partners, as well as IGAD authorities. The coordination structure includes a project steering committee chaired by IGAD, a project technical committee comprising technical experts and cluster coordination committees that focus on harmony and coherence across border initiatives. I mean, this sounds maybe very complicated, but at heart of all these structures is to involve all the relevant stakeholders who have to play a role and who are living in this area. And as this multi-country approach, it is necessary to have this kind of involvement and as such a structure. The decentralized project offices, including the IGAD Cross-Border Facilitation Unit in the respective clusters, will support local coordination and liaise with stakeholders. The Horn of Africa is a region marked by its diversity and challenges. With an estimated population of 240 million, comprises arid and semi-arid lands which are prone to drought-related disasters. Additionally, the region faces internal and cross-border conflicts which have displaced millions and disrupted livelihoods. IGAD has been at the forefront for many years of addressing these challenges through its various initiatives aimed at enhancing regional cooperation, integration, and disaster resilience. We, as part of German development cooperation at GIZ, we are particularly proud to be charged with the coordination role of this program. It complements our long-standing commitment to fostering sustainable development and stability in the Horn of Africa. Our role involves providing technical expertise, coordinating with various stakeholders, and ensuring the effective implementation of program activities. We are dedicated to strengthening the technical capacities of local and regional institutions, to create a lasting impact. I would like to acknowledge the critical role of the European Union and the German government in this initiative. The EU financial and strategic support alongside the contributions from Germany have been instrumental in bringing this program to fruition. Their commitment to regional stability and socio-economic development aligns perfectly with the goals of the Peaceful and Resilient Borderlands program. I also want to highlight the efforts of our NGO consortia partners, the Danish Refugee Council, Danish Church Aid, and Life and Peace Institute. These organizations are very close to the people and bring invaluable experience and dedication to implementing the project's activity in the specific IGAD clusters. Their on-the-ground presence and engagement with local communities are crucial for the success of our efforts. Today, as we launch this program, we are not just starting a program. We are building a partnership for a shared goal. We are committed to working closely with the ministries, local authorities, as well as IGAD to ensure that the outcomes of this program are sustainable and beneficial to the communities we serve. Together, we will enhance disaster resilience, promote peace and security, and foster socio-economic development in the borderlands of the Horn of Africa. Let us work together to make a lasting impact on the lives of the people in the Horn of Africa. Thank you for your attention and your commitment to this very important initiative. Asanteni sana.
Mr. Bodo Iming, the country director of GIZ Kenya, thank you for those statements and recognizing the challenge that the region faces, particularly due to conflict that results into internally displaced people and associated problems. Not to go into details. So we thank you for that and highlighting also the coordination structure in which IGAD will serve as a chair, and we appreciate your statements. Now it is my humble duty to invite to the podium Honorable Beatrice Oskol Moy, the Cabinet Secretary of the Ministry of East African Community, the Arid and Semi-Arid Lands, and the Regional Development of the Republic of Kenya, to make the official opening remarks and launch the program. And the launch, after her statement, will follow with cutting the ribbon, as I explained earlier. Honorable Beatrice, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Honorable Smek, EU Deputy Ambassador, European Commission, Your Excellency Dr. Awira Anthony, Director Planning, Coordination and Partnership, IGAD in place of His Excellency Mr. Mohamed Were, His Excellency Mr. Bodo Imink, Country Director, GIZ Kenya, Your Excellency Ms. Ruth Bigalke Nolan, Deputy Country Director, GIZ Ethiopia and Djibouti, Your Excellency Dr. John Erus, Deputy Governor, Turkana County, Your Excellency Mr. Solomon Gubo, Deputy Governor, Marsabit County, Mr. Jebel Elie, Senior Expert, FDR Ethiopia, representative of the zone administration, the government officials, development partners present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Good morning. I'm delighted to have the honor of welcoming all of you to our beautiful land, Kenya, and to our capital city, Nairobi, the globally famous green city in the sun, and join you at this launch of IGAD Peaceful and Resilient Borderland Project, a transformative initiative under the IGAD Drought, Disaster, Resilience, and Sustainability Initiative. This program aims at enhancing conflict prevention and mitigation in cross-border communities in the Horn of Africa, focusing on 3 IGAD clusters of Karamojo, and I mean maybe somebody wanted to say the Ateker, then Mandera and Moyale. This program is co-funded by the European Union and Germany and jointly implemented by the IGAD member states. GIZ, 3 NGOs, Danish Church Aid in the Ateker cluster, Life and Peace Institute in Moyale cluster, Danish Refugee Council in Mandera cluster, and the IGAD Secretariat. On behalf of the Kenyan conflict and insecurity leading to humanitarian crisis and displacement, the launch of this program therefore signifies the start of an important strategic initiative aimed at promoting peace, resilience, and sustainable development in this region. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, peace and resilience are inseparable pillars upon which sustainable development can flourish. In the context of the IGAD region, where our borders are not mere lines on a map, but are vibrant centers of cultural exchange and economic activity, fostering peaceful coexistence and resilience is paramount. The IGAD Peaceful and Resilient Borderland Project will serve as a catalyst for promoting social cohesion, enhancing governance structures, and building robust mechanisms to withstand and recover from shock such as drought and conflict. As we embark on this journey together, I call upon all stakeholders present here today to lend your expertise, resources, and an unwavering commitment to ensuring the success of this project. Let us leverage the diversity of our experiences and the richness of our cultural heritage to co-create solutions that are not only effective, but also sustainable and inclusive. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Kenya is making efforts in pursuit of peaceful coexistence of ASAL communities and resilience. The government, through the Ministry of East Africa Community, the ASALs and regional development, is mandated to coordinate planning and development of the ASALs. Key functions include building resilience of ASAL communities, promotion of livestock value chain and marketing, community integration, peace building, and cross-border. Kenya's international borders are home to pastoral communities who share a common culture, language, and resources. Due to the fragility of the ASALs, communities have been conflicting over natural resources, and in particular, water and pasture. This scenario has been worsened by climate change effects. In order to address this, Kenya has embarked on collaborative efforts with its neighbors. With guidance from IGAD, Kenya and Uganda signed a memorandum of understanding on 13th September 2019 in Moroto. Whose objective was to accord communities on both sides of the border opportunity for better cooperation, cross-border coordination, cross-coordination, and peaceful coexistence and bridge isolation gaps to improve livelihood and socioeconomic conditions for sustainable peace and development. Consequently, the program framework has been developed and validated by both countries. Further, the ministry is in the process of reviewing the MOU between Kenya and Ethiopia and initiating MOU between Kenya, Somalia, and Kenya, Southern Sudan. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, during the last drought, Kenya lost over 2.5 million livestock, hence adversely affecting pastoral livelihoods. Consequently, the ministry, in collaboration with county governments and partners, has put in place strategies and measures to transform the livestock sector through market development, range management, feedlots development. Towards this end, Kenya is in the process of launching phase 2 of the Ending Drought Emergency Initiative, a 10-year strategy covering the period 2023 to 2032. This strategy aims at tackling drought resilience and food insecurity in the country and will be implemented as part of the IGAD Drought Disaster Resilience and Sustainability Initiative. In order to ensure coordinated and harmonized efforts by partners, my ministry is developing ASAL partnership, coordinating framework and resilience programming framework that will guarantee coordinated investment in the ASALs, frequent monitoring of results, and enhanced accountability. In this regard, it is my expectation that we will open and operationalize national and county coordination offices for close monitoring and implementation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I commend the IGAD Secretariat for its effort in investing in cross-border resilience projects that have greatly helped to reduce resource-based tension between countries. Notably, in March 19, 2024, that's at Moyale, Kenya, the IGAD and GIZ launched the Ethiopia-Kenya-Moyale Cross-Border Socio-Economic Empowerment Project, whose goal is to strengthen the resilience of the cross-border communities and the social integration. Today, we launch the IGAD Peaceful and Resilient Borderland Project that represents a beacon of hope for the millions of people living in the borderland of our region. Together, we have the opportunity to make lasting impacts, to build bridges of understanding, and to create a future where peace, resilience, and sustainable development are not aspiration, but are realities for all. The implementation of this project should ensure alignment with the existing national and subnational initiatives to avoid overlap and duplication, while fostering synergies for enhanced efficiency. Furthermore, the identification of specific intervention must be contextually grounded and informed by broad stakeholders' participation to ensure relevance and sustainability. As the lead coordinating ministry for development of ASALs in Kenya, we encourage and look forward to in-depth dialogue with implementers to ensure that activities are tailored to the needs of their communities, thereby promoting the greater impact and accountability. To their governors, members of parliament, commissioners, and all leaders at the county and district levels, your role is pivotal. Your leadership and local knowledge will guide the implementation of this project, ensuring that it resonates with the aspiration and the needs of the communities we serve. Once more, let me register my sincere appreciation to European Union and Germany for funding this program, IGAD for coordinating, and member states for political goodwill and support. It is my hope that the synergies created through this partnership will result in resilient and sustainable livelihoods, peaceful and harmonious coexistence of cross-border ASAL communities. With this many remarks, I wish to declare the IGAD Peaceful and Resilient Borderland Project officially launched.
Your Excellency, Honorable Beatrice Ascol Moi of the CS East Africa, ASALS and Regional Development of the Republic of Kenya. Thank you for those speeches where you particularly mentioned that peace and resilience are inseparable pillars. We do appreciate also the fact that the project will serve as a catalyst to curb the prominent and perennial problems of the region. You continued by emphasizing the peaceful coexistence of the ASAL communities. That is highly appreciated. In this respect, among others, you stressed the need for promoting livestock value chain, which is actually very central to the livelihoods of the ASAL communities. In here, you stressed the peace, the fact that peace is number one issue, and it goes with water and pasture. And actually, this very well resonates with findings of the community dialogues that we have had with the cluster communities in the past through the EUTF funding. They said peace in Karamoja, be it in Dikil, be it in Moyale, all over the IGAD region, peace is number one problem. The next area of emphasis programmatically is water and pasture. And it is not surprising that in the ASAR region, water is taken that way. So investing to the scale in this direction is very, very important. We do appreciate, Your Excellencies, the fact that the IGAD Drought Disaster Resilience framework is informing the choice of the country as a champion of Idrissi. Towards the end, you indicated the need for broad-based stakeholder participation and consultation among stakeholders. So with that highlight and home take message, which we hope the other countries will also take home, particularly the dialogue at the grassroots level, at the political level, to make sure they benefit, our communities benefit from this project is very, very important home take message among the other designatories. Now I would like to invite the senior, the high table delegates from member states and also table here in front of me to the ribbon cutting, and I'm sure the team are ready. So please proceed to the ribbon cutting, where you will have official slow motion pictures there for record, because we have to pass this history and we have to make sure that we worked what we said. Thank you. So let's make it in slow motion so that the camera crew can record. Yes.
No, I was talking to the camera guy.
Okay, your hand is. Round of applause. So what has been, the ribbon that has been cut demonstrates the governance structure of the project, starting from the steering committee, the cluster coordination committee, and also at the community level and intercluster coordination committee. So we thank you for that. Please, in front of the structure, you may take pictures, and then we will go to the other side for pictures with participants.
Actually, they can move.
Yes. Yeah, yes, I'm good. I'm good. Yes, yeah, the next photo session will be on my left, and we have chairs here. The high table, both high tables, please proceed and follow me. Follow me. And the right side of the house, participants, please join the high table for the photo. Sorry, on the ground, we have this line here where we are, and be careful. Yes, at the back. The back is. Participants, please join them at the back. Yes, at the back. Some participants, please. ሁለተኛው round ላይ ይሆናል. Okay, on the second round. So now it's full. So the first round of pictures. Camera crew, is the first round of pictures complete? Not yet. So. Okay, the first round is complete, so the rest of the participants at the back, please leave the space for the others to join them. The high table, please bear with us for 1-2 minutes. Just stay where you are. And the new group, please join the photo. Please join the photo. We appreciate, so with the speed, we join the photo. Camera crew, are you ready? Okay, now the last photo session, the last photo session. Okay, now we are on the last photo session. Thank you very much. It's taking place.
Okay, look here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all. And take your seats once again as we continue the program. This is the last one. Yes, yes, correct. I corrected.
You need to fast track what the minister wants to do. The minister doesn't want to stay long, so you have to move this very fast. Keep time. Don't repeat whatever has been
Yes, I will not.
Keep the microphone with you.
Yes. Okay. No.
Yeah. Have another microphone. That's it. That when we are finishing, we need to.
Okay. Yes. All right. Please let's sit for the. Hello. Let's sit once again. Please let's take our seats, ladies and gentlemen. Now we will continue to the statement from the implementing partners. I will read their names and then they will immediately follow and make their statements. So the 5-minute statement by the project implementing partners from Karamoja, Mandera, and Moyale, the DCA, the Danish Church Aid, will be made by Mr. Richard Onchara, the consortium project manager. Then will be followed by LPI, the Life and Peace Institute, Mr. Joseph Sanga, project manager, and then the last one will be the Danish Refugee Center Council, Ms. Alexandra Bain, the operation director for East Africa and Great Lake regions. So in that order, now I would like to call upon Mr. Richard to make his statement on behalf of the consortium. Thank you.
Honorable Beatrice Askul Moy, Deputy Ambassador Andre Simek, Dr. Awira Anthony, Director of Planning, Coordination and Partnership, IGAD. All protocols observed. Good morning. Good morning once again. My name is Richard Onyancha. I'm representing Danish Church Aid and for the Spread Project, working in the Karamoja cluster. The Karamoja cluster, we have 5 organizations. So I'm here on behalf of, not 5, I'm here on behalf of 7 organizations. So Danish Church Aid is the lead. And together with Danish Church Aid, we are working with Safer World. Then we have another 5 local NGOs led by APAD, SAPCON, ICPDO in South Sudan, ROG in South Sudan, and the Ethiopian Catholic Church. Now, for the Karamoja cluster, we work in 3 countries. That is in South Sudan, around the Eastern Equatorial region. In Ethiopia, we work in the South Omo zone. And in Kenya, in the Turkana North and Turkana West. As mentioned and as highlighted by all the speakers here, our aim is to enhance to strengthen the peace structures there, both the formal and the informal ones, while also realizing just peace alone cannot work on its own. So we also support the resilience program there. So we assist communities to build their financial literacy. We'll support them to establish markets. So just for me, this project comes at the opportune time, having been in this project since, having been working in this region since 2018 and under the European funded projects, we're already seeing some traction there. We're already seeing some positive development. So for us, we want to continue building onto that, and we want to thank the European Union for your continuous support. Thank you very much, and looking forward to a successful program implementation.
Next, from LPI, please.
Please allow me to observe the established protocol. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Joseph Sang from Life and Peace Institute. I'm here on behalf of Moyale Cluster Implementing Partners, where LPI is the lead, but we have other 3 partners implementing this project. We have Masico, represented here. We have Pastoralist Concern, and we have Alcha. So Pastoralist Concern is working on Ethiopian side, and Alcha is working on the Kenyan side. So we are here to register our presence and sincere gratitude, particularly to EU for the generous contribution and funding for this project. And we are here to also demonstrate our objectives towards contributing to peaceful and resilient borderlands. We are now specifically in this project, we are contributing to enhancing effectiveness of conflict management and prevention, disaster risk reduction, and resilience, which is very core to the contribution to peaceful and resilient borderlands. We are working in 4 corridors, particularly in trade corridors in Moyale cluster, which is Moyale Kenya, Moyale Ethiopia. We are also in Hidilola, Sololo. We are also in Forole, Magado, Dukana, Dilo. Those are the corresponding corridors between Kenya and Ethiopia. And we are trying to utilize the existing tested approaches, which some of them is participatory approaches, adaptive programming that stems from integrated programming, where we have peace building, development, and humanitarian as one component. We're also using participatory approaches, inclusive approaches, conflict-sensitive approaches, and finally, and not least, inclusivity, where we are trying to bring on board everybody to participate in these projects. Otherwise, thank you so much, and we want to also thank the county government of Marsabit. We want to thank the Ministry of ASAL and the national government of Kenya. We want to thank the Ethiopian government, and we finally want to thank the communities and stakeholders for accepting and embracing this project. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. Now I would like to invite Ms. Alexandra Bain for DCA, DRC, no DCA. They are both Danish. So.
They're both Danish, right? Good morning, everyone. And firstly, in observing the protocols this morning, Your Excellencies, esteemed delegates and distinguished partners, it is with great pleasure that we gather here today to mark the launch of a new phase of the Borderlands investment supported by the European Union, the federal government of Germany, and under the leadership of IGAD. Let us first acknowledge Baresh and Abad's distinguished partners, as represented by Mr. Douale today from Reseda, Mama Abdia Sheikh, who I have not seen in the room this morning. I did see her somewhere, from our dear friends from Mandera Women for Peace. And then lastly, an absence from our Isaac Ibrahim, who couldn't make it today from VOPA. Whilst DRC's journey in the Mandera Triangle has been one of almost the last decade, Baresh and Abad's partners have grown up in the Mandera Triangle, and their lived experiences are critical for the Baresh and Abad direction. This initiative represents a significant step forward and commitment from our donors, respective organisations and government officials gathered here in addressing the multifaceted challenges faced by the communities in the borderland areas of Kenya, Somalia and Ethiopia. What makes the borderland ethos and approach remarkable is that it's built on the foundations of the strength of communities, their wisdom and the opportunities that exist, and how these ecosystems of resilience are shared and rely upon the people and communities who share the history, resources, opportunities and challenges together. I was particularly touched by Dr. Anthony's words conveying the potential of this region to be the engine for transformative change in the region, and we believe this as well. The EU has a long history in working in these areas, and on behalf of DRC, on behalf of DRC, we wanted to recognise the investments. We've seen the impact of COVID, we've seen the impact of Borderlands investments during many of the challenges we've faced together, COVID-19, floods and droughts. Our Baresha project has specifically been at the forefront of working with governments to manage these crises. I would also like to recognise Elizabeth and Myra from the EU as well for their leadership throughout the many years of this. Building on the successes and lessons learned from the previous Baresha program, our new Baresha Nabad operates in the Kenya, Somalia and Ethiopia cluster and is designed to focus on conflict prevention and mitigation, disaster risk reduction and management and resilience building in these areas. We'll be obviously sharing many of the words of our partners as well around mixed approaches. We aim to strengthen the resilience capacities of communities, governments and businesses to help them withstand the shocks and stresses that exacerbate the larger challenges, including conflict and violent extremism. I also wanted to make a final piece that the Baresh and Abad project represents a vital opportunity to make a positive impact on the lives of the communities, and together with our partners and stakeholders, we are committed to building resilience, promoting peace, and fostering sustainable development in the regions. Lastly, I believe that Baresh and Abad is shining the light on what the potential future architecture of the assistance world is like. Longer-term investments that are built on recognising the power of localised ecosystems of resilience that are flexible and agile to the chapters of life as they unfold for the peoples in the borderland region. Thank you very much for your attention this morning.
Thank you very much, Ms. Alexandra, for those inspiring speeches. And all implementing partners or implementing agencies. I now turn to the member states. First, I would like to invite the cluster beneficiaries representatives who are with us. So I will start with Ms. Amdia Sheikh from Mandera cluster. Ms. Amdia.
Your Excellencies, esteemed delegates, and distinguished partners, good morning. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdia Sheikh, the acting CEO, Mandera Women for Peace. Mandera Women for Peace was established in the year 2000 by a small group of women to address compounding issues, including conflict in Mandera, by then Mandera district. Since the Mandera cluster conflicts Borderlands, we later established women forum platforms in Gedo and the Liban region of Ethiopia. As I speak here today, Mandera Women for Peace have network forums across the borderland areas of Gedo and the Liban region. In July 2017 to 2000, in 2017 to 2020, Mandera was affected by deadly terror attacks from that affected schools, health sector, and the overall community of the local communities of Mandera. And these attacks specifically targeted non-locals and non-locals communities. These attacks, and non-local teachers, health officers, and construction workers from the other part of Kenya. This took us down as women, as we were the most affected. So Mandera Women for Peace, through funding from EU, established a campaign movement dubbed Women for Change. This movement was formed immediately after the tragic Mandera bus attack, which saw the killing of so many non-local teachers, including our brother Khalif, who died defending his colleagues from being killed by Al-Shabaab. The Women for Change brought together non-local and local women to foster peace and importantly to defeat the narrative that Mandera is not safe for non-locals, which was a huge narrative created by Al-Shabaab after the constant attacks. We went to churches and homes of the non-locals to preach peace together. This was a cause that was led by passionate women, and we shut down the narrative that almost caused ethnic divisions and paralyzed service delivery. I will tell you, women are peaceful players women are powerful players in the peace-building arena. We should embrace them. Thanks to our development partners and government officials who supported and worked with us. We are not out of the woods yet, but we have significant reduction of terror attacks in Mandera compared to 5 years ago. We replicated the lessons learned, the approaches, and our current operation about programming, and we hope to see a peaceful and prosperous Borderlands. Once again, thanks to EU funding, and we continue commitment to cross-border programming, and more specifically to women and the localization issues. Through this support, we have annual cross-border forums that includes women from the cluster like Karamoja and Moyale to discuss regional dynamics and issues. More cross-border coordination and peaceful building efforts are needed as the Horn of Africa issues are becoming more complex. I have so many stories from the field, but since for the interest of time, I will stop here. Thank you all. Looking forward to a successful implementation for Borderland projects.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hamdia Sheikh from Mandera. Now I would like to invite Ms. Lucy Rika from Karamoja cluster. Ms. Lucy.
Bala jokonoi ko tere akwarna.
1 minute. Let me get him second mic. Comsi, where is the second mic?
Abala jokonoi kanyareta yung Lucy Arika abuniti yung kopana Betrukana West alatoma community na lokchokyo. Ido wang tunga luki ya lokukorio luarangi de jiyete luarangi de ngaraka project na. Limak.
She greets all of you, and she says she's Lucy Arika. She comes from the project area, the TOR area, that is Lokchokyo.
Abale jokono ko tere ngolikin kapolo ka de yane ye kapolo ni ko de la county nyareta deputy governor ye inege abala kapolo ni ko de dana be na ngara kini ku jave unyo na rangi sto ko ne te nga yani kane tere ra to ni akadi abale jokono ikang tunga dang lu yane lu kap lu rangi de le mun tunga ropia no lu pontana ko pina na kalnak na panya yeniang abale jokono ye kapolo ni ka dane la lo kichokyo. Once
more, she appreciates each and everyone, especially our Honorable Minister Beatrice, our Deputy Governor, Dr. John Erus, our DCC, Turkana West, and all those who have come from Turkana area.
Kotera project na be na tokwana ki karibishun te duang rotini kada ngotere adubak ngagrona kala na kumak na itomokino adubana kinete nga project ya ne ponene te Turkan.
She appreciates the project, that is the spread project, that it has done a great thing in the area.
Abalang ra project na kwadi kichamuni te duwa budni kwadi buto mama ni kwadi ne angitunga lu ala kop na
She appreciates that the project has come down to the communities that are fighting. That means that there's somebody somewhere who remembers that these people are really in need of peace.
Abalna bo abu project na adubag ngakrona kala adubag ngakrona ka joka area muni kanga krona kidili adubag ka kuja kidili la toma Turkana kangar ma jon kori kang topasa.
Now that the project targets the Atakere cluster, it has brought engagement between the Toposa and Turkana, engagement between the Nyangatom and Turkana, engagement between the Dasanash and Turkana.
Lo singo ni duana tapar ra project na ku qarti ta an bapat kai berebe safa world ku ko duana tapar kidila duwa kang Nyangatom kori kang topadalu ya kade amalu dunya kang Turkana. She has
just picked one of an item that was carried out through the Spirit project, that it was done in Kibiti sub-county, that is the borderline of Ethiopia and Southern Sudan, a place called Natapar, where the Nyangatom, the Toposa, and Turkana came together so that they can share resources, they can talk it out, and live together as one people of Atakere.
Tokana ikonne akwarna eye tokana bwana rang baren e bwandi tokana baren lo gibish bwana kinyong tunga luche kotera ngakorna kitelna ya unia project na.
So she also expresses that today, as we sit here, there's something good that is happening in Turkana, where the project is. There's handover of the stolen livestock between the Nyangatom, between the Turkana and Toposa. It is a great day because now people have embraced peace, and therefore they say stealing is not good, killing is not good. Therefore, let us return the livestock.
Aranga kemata na ekidil amene ekidil amini ekidil katiang Turkana kang Topada tokana rualu ejoto no roidua yamamutani bala woito ko yedigino kiremi kai e pontong Topada ropiutu kolongo lokichogyo leleba alo futu Turkana wesalala sana Sasa ipanyita project ne kadhilo keng na thu ba king egwana ngimitingo odang egwana kina dakarindang ni ko ni atalongo lokomwa ni ko ni atairia ni ko lokishogi ola tawin ni ko ni na ndapal ni arangi di ere kukoruko de kang topasa.
Now she gives an example that they as women, they as the community, they are able to spend a night. Because before then, you cannot spend a night. The bullet has to sound, the gun has to go off. And therefore, through the engagement that the Spread project has brought, through the DCA and the Safer World, the communities are able to sit down and able even to sleep. And that means that the children will go to school from the pastoral areas.
Tokonabo ajoki the project kanaga ki ngare nti wa krang tunga luber lupalem kitiyar ta kop ngare neng tunga luber ngare neng tunga lukangwalak ngare lusheng tunga lushelu ya marta la to ma community ko tere ama mungo nda ke to anrobo ki yeni do ala ko jokon tokona project na ngara ke to ala ko jokon.
Now she gives that the project through the targeted area, it is targeting the women, and therefore it considers the women, giving them a priority. Before entering to Turkana community, you have to go through the elders. But after going through the elders, they have allowed now the women to join in, and therefore the women feel also that they are part and parcel of the community through peace engagement.
Alafu na ba ngakron to ne dubi ala project na aya uroba ke dilidi teng Turkana aya ukopong do Turkana lu ala kopli ara ngi ri muntongishan ko tare ko ni ane da na ara ngake mata na wi na la reya na rangi da ke karing baren mera tamar bebe ya bunti ana ara to ni arek abunti ana ara ke mata na ke jina yeni ngakron ya kadina ke jina lokop alafu adu ba ka project na ngakrona khalak adu ba ka project na aya u ngakrona grupio na nana kino ngaropia ne podor tek ngara kidinga tunga kinu wadna bero teche aya we kidil aya wa group na grupia no na mo jopo tek ngara kidinga tunga kwarna chedang dongyoto to yarata.
So she says that the project has brought in the resilient part of it, that the women and or the community are also empowered. She says that look at her, she's not somebody of the town. For those, if you look onto her very well, she says she comes from the village. She comes from the community. So she represents the community that has embraced the project, that has received the project.
Bala na ba project na ngoligi na ba do ngakranga kipi unti ngakranga kipi unti na bo ngakrana du koru na ku korina luka dia duka kene ni panyere doang be charia ni udare doang baren.
Now, she also says that the project is also bringing in the resilience part of it, that is the projects, the markets within the borderline, so that they're happy on the subject.
Bala bocha jogonoi ko tere ngatonga luk ngale ke do nangune ni ko de ko tere ngakrona project arai ni kala na padi ngoni dia wini rugo to kai to ne be sapawal alapu ye na boy shetane be sapkon ye na boy shetane be disi ndo kana etanga aje musungu te we kanege ya wente ngakrona aba bocha jogonoi ko tere to tinga na ro bangu tungalu kingara gna ta ezwa ngitunga ro boli arangi de lemun to ngaro biya kalalu.
So she has just explained the partners in the project, that is the DCA, we have the Safer World, and then we have the implementing partner, that's APAD and SubCon. So that when they put their hands together, their heads together, then the peace and resilience project will be felt in the communities of Nyangatom, Dasanash, and Toposa, and Turkana.
Jokara iduang tungo lukote duwa ke unini ngakrona yana na kop jokara nikinyarata nege kotere kidiriya makang tunga lukalak lupa yini atamar kiriami pa yini atamar bun Nairobi abaro mo jaji ko ru ko diro batani yang to ali un tonga robiano to li magna do atamar be joko ba project nae ke atakinere torto kinyo tong ruangare.
So she appreciates that for the first time she's here in Nairobi and meeting the partners, and maybe she thinks that in the future they be considered, and so that they go to where the money comes from and tell them that we appreciate the effort that you have put, and that's why we are proud of you.
Bala boche joko no ye kapolo loko de lo ye ine ka madam kapolo na ko dina akariti ada lumuni akro lakini yente de mare rai to ni panya itia ka la jokon ki yeni duwa ke pan ki tia ta ka ngi dia ka na to be ka lo to na bala ngi ala kara noi jokon noi na ke ngara kin tia ku.
So she once more she appreciates all the leaders, honorable, and then also the deputy governor and all the leaders here, and our leaders also the Safe World and this here, and all our partners here. I know they are here from Ethiopia, Somali, wherever we are working together. And there's one thing that came out is Karamoja Ataker. Karamoja Ataker. I think the honorable Beatrice brought it out. So we appreciate and we thank you so much.
Ejokonoi.
Ejokonoi is a language say thank you so much.
Thank you so much, both of you, Ms. Lucy, Rika, and the interpreter, for giving us the opportunity to understand the message. And indeed, the message is very clear, and to work with the community. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite the last speaker from the community representative, Mr. Hassan Dibagara, from Moyale cluster. Mr. Hassan? Okay. Maybe I don't have his, or Habiba Isaac. Habiba Isaac? I have both names from, yes, please, Habiba.
Honorable Beatrice Askul, Timbiak, EU Deputy Ambassador, Dr. Awira, and all protocol observed. Good morning. I'm Habiba Isaac from Moyale, beneficiary, Borana cluster, from Borana cluster. As the Mobility and Movement project started effectively in Moyale in January 2024 this year. The project is 3 years project, and it is cross-border project in Moyale. The main objective of this project is peace building and conflict resolution. We have livelihood and resilience, and strengthening of cross-border peace structures, such as cross-border peace committees, maendeleo ya wanawake, sub-county peace forums, and other security stakeholders. The project works in 4 corridors in Moyale cluster. Namely, we have Moyale, Kenya, Moyale, Ethiopia. Corridor number 2, we have Sololo in Kenya and Dilolo in Ethiopian side. We have Dillo in Ethiopian side and Dukana in Kenyan side. We have Forole in Kenyan side and Magado in Ethiopian side. These are the 4 corridors. So far, the program of activities in our corridors, namely, we did the baseline survey at the beginning in 7th May to 11th May 2024. And we are able to do some of the rapid response, which has been done by project for our community. The rapid response of activities of cross-border, such as support of security team of Marsabit, which happened from 26th August to 30th August security talks dialogue, which is done after the rapid response of lorry that has been burnt down in Eledim to heading to Dukana, coming from Marsabit. And incident number 2 is the Forole Peace Tournament. After the incident of attack is also done, peace tournament in our cross-border. The supporting of cross-border peace committees during the peace dialogue meeting in Watiti incidents of the theft of motorbike and killing of motorbike owner. The project supported the facilitation for the communities and dialogues which the community are able to solve through the declaration, and compensation is done for the family of the deceased. The recent World Peace Day activities, which is 2 days ago in 21st, is done in Torpi, which our governor has participated in the activity. We are able to support the peace event through the facilitations and also visibility materials. The Hilo Gold Mine in the Bell location, security meeting of closure and eviction is also supported through the Rapid Response Fund and writing of a community report for them. Facilitation and accommodation is done for the local communities. They did for us for 3 days. And I would like to thank EU and other partners that are supporting the project in one way or another. We as community, we feel we are in a safe hand with this project in our one-stop border point, trade routes, both formal and informal, in Moyale, is sustained for some time now. The project didn't left out the women, the youths, and also the disabled, and gender equality is maintained. Into bracket, the principle of inclusivity is upheld. And I would like to appreciate the presence of our leaders here, especially the one of Marsabit. Welcome and work with us for this throughout our journey of this project. And we as community, we are very thankful to the donors and the also implementing partners who have been with, and also thanking the PC who are implementing in the Ethiopian side with us, and also the ALTA organization that is implementing on our Kenyan side, and any other stakeholders who are working us through with this journey. And I say thank you once again. You people, you always have special place in our heart for bringing this peace. We are able to share the resource between ourselves in Kenya and Ethiopian border. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Habiba Isaac, for those statements. Now I'll take you to the statements by the representative from the government, and I'll start by Ethiopia. Mr. Jamal Aliye, senior expert at the Ministry of Agriculture, the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. Mr. Jamal, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Member country representatives, representatives of development partners, representatives of different clusters, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols are observed. I'm really honored to represent my country, Ethiopia, on the launching ceremony of the Peaceful and Resilient Borders Program. Ethiopian Assals, Ari and semi-arid lowlands of Ethiopia, account for 60% of the land area of the country, 20% of the cattle population of the country, 40% of the sheep population, 60% of the goat population, 100% of the camel population of Ethiopia, and 10% of human population in the country, numbering to 15 million people, which is most likely amount to smaller countries. More than 90% of the livestock export of Ethiopia is from Assals. The Asals of Ethiopia is known for its pastoral and agro-pastoral livelihood mode of production. Horn of African countries shares similar ecological characteristics, such as transboundary natural resources, including water and pasture, whose management requires effective regional coordination. Moreover, lack of accurate climate forecasting, the proliferation of animal disease related to the movement of pastoralists between countries, and transboundary conflicts caused by scarcity of natural resources, especially water and pasture. This scarcity amplified by climate change. Given the various drivers of fragility in the Horn of Africa, including high level of poverty, environmental degradation, weak formal and informal institutions, conflict and forced displacement is a known phenomenon in the area. Limited access to infrastructures, such as social services and livelihood, and hybrid, often weak government system are some of the key constraints in the borderland of the Horn of Africa. Borderland across the Horn of Africa are isolated, poor, and insecure. According to the recent World Bank report, From Isolation to Integration, an overview of the borderland of the Horn of Africa, pathway to economic prosperity in the region are hampered by isolation, conflict, displacement, poverty, rapid population growth, mainly within the borders cluster of Karamoja, Borana, Moyale, Somali or Manira cluster, and Dikil. Currently, population growth within the Horn of Africa average to 3% per annum, and the population are expected to double every 23 years. That's why we make ourselves ready. Such rapid population growth coupled with the bulging young population poses a challenge for sustained income and livelihood, and the slowed poverty reduction efforts in already marginalized border regions. Due to drought and flood between 2021 to 2022, several countries in the region lost a total of 10.1 million heads of livestock, worth $1 billion. These phenomena are diminishing productivity, also exacerbating food insecurity, which is forcing millions into famine. Drought have had a regional impact, and climate projections shows consistent trend of increased drought frequency and intensity across the region, which calls for regional collaboration, which will result for infrastructure connectivity, like road, economic and trade integration, resilience building, and human capital development in the area. Particular condition to Ethiopia, agriculture contributes for about 37% of the gross domestic product of the country, 80% of national exports, and 85% of employment opportunity in the country. Small-scale subsistence farming, which is mainly rain-fed, accounts for about 95% of the agricultural production in the country, with the majority of the plot being smaller than half an acre, which is insufficient to sustain household food security and generate income. With the continued increase in the yearly average temperature, which have risen at a pace of 0.2 degrees centigrade each decade since 1960, and the reduction in average annual rainfall, drought effects are expected to intensify leading to crop failure, further losses in arable land, and desertification, significantly affecting household food production and pasture for livestock. Increased food prices have reduced people's access to and the availability of food items in the market, particularly in drought and conflict affected area of ASALs. The El Nino weather system, on the back of 12 to 18 months of erratic and failed rains, has caused the worst drought in Ethiopia since the mid-1980s. Drought, by its nature, is slow onset disaster caused by climate change and water shortage. Since 1983 to 1985, Ethiopia had exercised a number of droughts, most notably in 1988, 2000, 2002, 2003, 2006, 2011, 2015, and now 2021 to 2023. Weather enthusiasts might immediately notice a common link between several of these drought events or El Ninos. Ethiopia is one of a number of countries struggling to cope with the effects of one of the strongest El Nino on record. 2011 to 2012, Horn of African hunger crisis followed a series of drought. The El Nino weather system in Ethiopia affected 24 million people living in drought areas, especially in Asals. 11 million people estimated to be food insecure. About 6.85 million livestock days was registered since late 2021 in the region of Oromia, South Nation and Nationality People's Regional State, in Somali, due to lack of pasture, disrupted the main livelihood and food source for drought-affected communities dependent on pastoralism. Poor livestock body conditions have also reduced milk production, which is a vital source of child nutrition, and reduced the selling value of livestock. Livestock demand has also decreased with low market supply and reduced household herd size, resulting in fewer sales. Income for livestock development households has declined, significantly affecting their ability to purchase other food items. Dependency on rain-fed agriculture, making the country particularly vulnerable to the effects of climate change and climate shocks. Flood and El Nino are likely to compound the impact of drought in Borderlands area of East Africa, as Ethiopia is the epicenter or the point of interaction for all 7 IGAD cluster areas. It has also decreased the moisture level of soil necessary to grow vegetation. Flooding in some drought-affected areas has contributed to a rapid spread of human disease cases. The Horn of Africa region is experiencing the effect of climate change with an increase in temperature, more variable rainfalls, and more intense flood. The economic consequences are severe. Despite the fact that the region significant potential in agriculture, it is vast, unexploited, fertile land, and in fact, in the fact that it is the home of over 40% of Africa's population of cattle, sheep, and goats, as I have mentioned. I'm coming to an end. Hence, more investment is required in the borderland to minimize the current problem observed. The launching of the peaceful and resilient borderland borderland project is to be among it has to be among the initiatives to enhance the sustainable development towards poverty and conflict reduction in the area, in the reduction efforts in the area through creating resilient community to climate change in the borderlands. Finally, I want to express my appreciation to the effort of IGAD and development partners and express my country's commitment to cooperate and contribute. It is level-based for the enhancement of implementation of the project in the borderland area of the country. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jamal, for those remarks. I would like to now, in the interest of time, request the remaining speakers to be very short, not more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And I would like to call the Kenyan governors and representatives, if applicable, in that order, in the order of Turkana, the governor of Turkana, the governor of Moyale, the governor of Mandera, to come in that order to the podium to make their remarks.
Our CS, Beatrice Askulmoe, acknowledging all the protocols that have been recognized here before, and all the partners. My name is Dr. John Erus, the Deputy Governor, Turkana. First and foremost, I want to say that Turkana occupies a unique position within the East Africa and in the Karamoja or Atakari cluster, because we border 3 international countries. Turkana also hosts slightly about 400,000 refugees in Kakuma. Turkana County Government's agenda number 3 is built on peace building and conflict resolution, that is community-led, community-based, that sets the foundation for water and livelihoods program for the Turkana County Government. We recognize that without peace and without engagement with the communities and without a clear both legal and institutional framework within the region, the efforts towards transformation of those communities is not going to happen. Our engagement with various partners has already been highlighted by Lucy in her speech, but I also want to say 3 things. First, the involvement of IGAD through various efforts in peace promotion within the region not only led to efforts towards bringing the member countries together to come up with a cross-border harmonization program, but also the realization of the discussions within Uganda and Kenya through the MOU that the CS discussed. We continue to use that as a framework for engagement and to resolve disputes within Turkana and Karamoja. African Union, in collaboration with the government of Kenya and member states, organized a cross-border peace caravan meeting in Namanga, that's Tanzania. And that has led to much more increased engagements between the 3 countries and Kenya through Turkana. I'm only going to highlight 3 significant milestones that exposure alone was able to attain. Number 1 is continuous engagement with the Ugandan government to release 42 herders who had been held in Uganda prison. And that was achieved through continuous engagement with the Ugandan government, and we want to thank them for that effort. Number 2, the release of a Turkana herder by the South Omo administration. And we and their increased commitment to continue engaging with the government, with the local government of Turkana, to continue peace initiatives within the region. Number 3, Lucy has highlighted the importance and the engagement of Southern Sudan and the continuous engagements that continue to happen today and the efforts towards release or exchange of stolen livestock today. All these efforts emphasize that the importance of cross-border trade initiatives is built upon the foundation that is geared into understanding people's historical ties, understanding people's their natural features and how those interlink to help them continue to be resilient. We have Lokriama Peace Accord, which was signed between the Turkana and Mateniko in 1973, which forms the basis for continuous engagement and why the effort that we are putting today is very critical. So as we launch the Peaceful and Resilient Borderlands program, I want our partners to understand that the Turkana County government is very committed in ensuring that we invest in programs that both stimulate development and taps into the potential for the investments in the region. And in that, we are looking, and we have already made proposals to the president during his last visit to Turkana. And the CS is here to continue to ensure that access to water by establishing 2 flagship projects of a dam similar to the one in Kobebe in Uganda be supported in the intersection between Southern Sudan, Uganda and Kenya, and one in the intersection of Uganda, Southern Sudan, Ethiopia, and Kenya. We are deliberate in terms of developing the infrastructure for ensuring that the region benefits from all the investments that are realized in Turkana. For example, the unlocking economic potential of Turkana, which is financed partly through European Union and other development partners, will require an integrated approach where the Dasanach community within Ethiopia become part of the project. So I want to thank all the partners who have been part of this effort. German Cooperation, European Union, GIZ, Dan Church Aid, and all the government officials that are part of this launch of the project, and to ensure that our commitment and the commitment of those of the region continues to play a significant role in moving forward and bringing our communities together and exploit and extracting the potential that exists in those communities. Thank you so much. We appreciate you on behalf of the Turkana County government.
Thank you very much, and I hope the remaining speakers from the governors from the Kenya will respect the 2 minutes ceiling. I would like to now invite the Moyale governor to make his statement.
Chief guest, Madam Askul, and all protocols observed. I am Solomon, Deputy Governor Marsabit, standing in for His Excellency the Governor Mohammed Ali, who is leading public participation on pastoralist feedlot system today with your PS, Mr. Kelo Harsama. So, good morning. Good afternoon, eh? Good morning, eh? So we are still not sure whether it's morning or afternoon. So mine is just first to appreciate for the opportunity you've given us. It is my pleasure to join in the launch of this new project. But as explained by the members who spoke here before me, especially the beneficiaries, we are launching, but the activity is already going on. Madam CS, Joseph Sang is a common man in my office, so, and my sister Abiba, what she mentioned, I think the project is on. We are already enjoying what the project is supposed to be doing. I think what she mentioned lastly is what I want to say. Marsabit has been undergoing a lot of conflict over some years, but for 2 years now, we have relative peace all over. So on Saturday, which was World International Peace Day, we were celebrating that in a place called Turbi in Marsabit. His Excellency the Governor leading the celebration. And as you've heard from my sister Biba, they supported that event. So we are already enjoying the program. And I'm saying here that we have peace in Marsabit now. We have many borders. We only have one stop border, which is Moyale. The rest of the place is porous. I think IGAD knows very well. We have more than 800 kilometer stretch which is open. You can get into Ethiopia, you can come in without anybody knowing. Okay? And by good luck, the communities that live the other side is also the community that lives this other side. So we coexist together. And the issues that always happen, as mentioned in this project, is issues to do with peace, which is number one always, and then the conflict over the resources, which is water and pasture. And has been mentioned briefly by Joseph when he was speaking. This is a common thing across. And Madam CS, you are from Turkana, so you understand all these things that we're talking here. It's nothing new to you. So this is historical things. Cattle rustling, fighting over resources, it is a common thing that is always affecting our livelihood. And it's like the communities there have lived with this thing and it has made part and parcel of their life. So rustling is always there. Challenges over the borders is always there. But this project, from the way it has been mentioned, is a software thing. The structures are already there, all over. We were having different speakers when we had the International Peace Day from different corners of Marsabit County. Madam says Marsabit is one of the largest county in Kenya, just like Turkana. And our challenge is vast. Vastness of that challenges is what is so much always affecting us. We have more than 15 ethnic communities living in Marsabit. So if you have a third of Kenyan communities living in Marsabit, what do you expect? Those conflicts are inevitable. But we've managed ourselves over the years. I only want to mention one thing. Madam CS, we had introduction of a big project in Kenya, in Moyale. The Moyale project, which covers the Ethiopian side also, which we dreamt that Moyale is going to become the Dubai of Kenya. That was the name that was mentioned then. IGAD can bear me witness. And the EU understand better. That project was initiated by the former retired President Uhuru Kenyatta with Desalegn, if I can remember very well, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. It has gone silent. A lot of fund has been used for that project. And so Moyale is supposed to be open. The border is supposed to be open so that we can enjoy all the benefits that is there. But sadly, the Ethiopian sides, you know, the administration knows very well. Ethiopian side, you can close the border any minute. While you are there, the border is closed, so you can look for ways of how you are going to sleep over. That big challenge is there. The threat is there. The opportunity is there. My brother who spoke here on behalf of Ethiopian government mentioned the big population which is Ethiopia and the opportunity that is there, the threat. So I wish the partners who were there, the development partners who were there, ourselves with the leadership of His Excellency the Governor, we've approached the former president. I got even the opportunity to speak to even the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Abiy. But this thing is going nowhere, and the opportunity is really lying there. I'm hearing these other borders are opened and a lot of good things are going on. I wish the government of Kenya, Madam CS, and even other partners who are in this house can take lead and help us to open this opportunity that is lying at the border. With those many remarks, thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Solomon Gubo, the Deputy Governor of Mandera, for those statements. Now I would like to invite the last speaker from Mandera.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me also ride on the protocol that was observed this morning. Honorable Cabinet Secretary and observing the protocol. My name is Bilo Usak Hassan. I'm the County Secretary and Head of Public Service, Mandera County Government. And receive greetings from His Excellency Mohammed Adan Khalif, who today is out of the country for a climate change program that Mandera County was among the shortlisted cities or urban town alongside city of Liverpool and city of Melbourne in Netherlands. That mentioned, is currently there for a vital climate intervention initiative. This also highlights our commitment as Mandera on to sustainability as we launch this peaceful and resilient Borderland project, which is a beacon of hope for our communities and a strategic pathway towards peace, resilience, and sustainable development in the IGAD region. As we gather here, let us also reflect on the resolution of Niamey Convention on Cross-Border Cooperation adopted this year. The convention marks a pivotal moment in our collective journey towards a future where borders do not divide us, but instead serve as a bridge for collaboration, mutual understanding, and shared prosperity. The Peaceful and Resilient Borderland Project addresses some of the most pressing challenges we face in our border region, as mentioned by earlier speakers, which is characterized by conflict and instability that require our immediate attention and support. By fostering peace and resilience, we can create an environment conducive for sustainable development. The project aligns closely with development, drought disaster resilience and sustainable initiative, which was mentioned earlier, known as IDRISI, that emphasizes on comprehensive approach to building resilience in the face of climate and socio-economic shocks. Through this project, we aim to enhance community resilience, particularly on food security, water management, disaster preparedness. Mandera County exemplify the challenges outlined in the IDRISI framework, as we frequently find ourselves in an alarm state due to drought, floods, and food insecurity. A master plan for effective utilization of Dawa River, which borders both Kenya, Somalia, and Ethiopia, was developed by National Irrigation Board before devolution, that is around 2010 to 2012. That holds a great promise. This, once implemented, it will mitigate floods consequences and ensure food and nutrition security. IGAD has worked to convene discussion between Kenya, Ethiopia, and Somalia on implementation of the plan through progress that has hindered by one of the member states from its participation. And we intend that IGAD can again reignite that master plan so that it can unlock those economic opportunities that are there. While we appreciate devolution, which has brought renewed hope for Northern Kenya, we anticipate that a lot of programs that has come with, that includes Horn of Africa Gateway Development Project, will spur economic activities. And recently, about 2 weeks ago, we hosted a multi-agency team led by Kenya Revenue Authority, National Land Board, Kenya International Border Office, and other stakeholders in opening up the Kenya-Ethiopia border through a bridge that will spur economic growth so that it can open trade between Kenya and Ethiopia, and at the same time Kenya and Ethiopia through the one-stop border point. So which IGAD is also a key player in that. As we appreciate that, this program, we anticipate it to be a key program that will ensure those peace that are always required. My predecessor, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor for Marsabit, mentioned about the aspect about this program becoming a software program only. As we appreciate that, we also challenge the team in maybe the next phase of this program so that we can incorporate the aspect of bringing even hardware into perspective as we plan for such a crucial program. We always find ourselves pushing our partners and implementers like DRC and even Rasida into doing cross-border conflict management. And recently, as we are speaking here today, I think Rasida can attest to that, that we have a cross-border meeting that is happening in Mandera on border of the Dawa Zone side and Mandera side of clashes that happened about 2 weeks ago. So it is an aspect that always requires customization of the program. So let's consider stakeholders and implementers of that program at every stage as we are drawing this program. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who have gathered here today and making this program successful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I would like to now make a small adjustment to the program due to time, with our sincere apologies to the representative of the governor of Somalia and also the county administrator from South Sudan. We don't have the time. We have to just go to the closing session. So we do apologize, and your statement will be incorporated in the report of the event. So I would like to now call upon Honorable Beatrice, the Cabinet Secretary, to make the closing statement. Thank you.
Excellencies, present, ambassadors, commissioners, governors, IGAD Deputy Executive Secretary, IGAD officials, government officials, development partners present, distinguished guests, esteemed participants, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. As we draw close to the end of this significant event, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to everyone who has contributed to the success of the launch of the Peaceful and Resilience Borderland program. Today marks not just the beginning of a new chapter in our commitment to fostering peace and resilience, but also reinforces our dedication to the communities living within our borders. Indeed, we have had powerful statements from our project partners, beneficiary representatives, highlighting the pressing challenges faced by the borderland communities in Horn of Africa. Their perspectives have reinforced the importance of our collective efforts in promoting resilience, peace building, and sustainable development in these regions. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to our high-level dignitaries, particularly Mr. Mohamed Were, represented by Dr. Anthony, Deputy Executive Secretary of IGAD, and our international partners from EU, GIZ, member states representatives. Your commitment provides the foundation upon which these programs will build to achieve its objectives. And we look forward to your continued collaboration as we move forward. Further, let me express my gratitude to the county leadership for the 3 cluster for ensuring that communities are involved in conceptualization of these projects, ensuring that their priorities are integrated into the project and that they are involved in the implementation of the project. The symbolic ribbon cutting marks the beginning of ambitious and transformative journey that will positively impact the lives of thousands of people living in the 3 clusters. To the implementing partner, and I want this to be underscored, to the implementing partners and the representatives from the clusters, your engagement is crucial. Your on-ground insights and efforts will drive the success of this initiative, ensuring that the benefits reach those who are intended most. I urge the implementation partners to ensure that the project accords employment opportunities to the youths in those areas, to the women in those areas. The implementers should be the executor at the same time. Inclusivity is what the President, His Excellency, has mentioned. The Gen Zs are all over Kenya wanting jobs. When an opportunity comes, please let's consider employing them. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, let us carry forward the spirit of cooperation and commitment shown here today. Together we will work towards a more peaceful, resilient, and prosperous region. I am confident that we will achieve the program's objectives and bring lasting change to the communities we serve. Thank you all for your presence and active participation, and I would encourage to continue engaging and collaborating as we strive to realize a more resilient and a peaceful region. Thank you.
Thank you very much, all of you, all participants, and representatives from diverse organizations, development partners, and IGAD. And our program ends here. Thank you.